Well, for us, the top priority is rebuilding our rank and file. We were at one point at a high of 99 attorneys, and now we dropped down to about 60, and we're probably about 67, 68 right now. So I'd like us to get back closer to 80 attorneys. That allows us to do more pinpoint prosecutions. So we can do community response prosecution, areas that are high risk of, and you're seeing an escalation of use of force, whether it be from a 10851 stolen vehicles to gangs to child abuse to chain robberies. We can pinpoint those areas and apply more resources to them, and including domestic violence. At one point, at a high, we had about 8,000 cases coming through the office that were domestic violence related. Our primary focus was to deter them at the misdemeanor level, seek punishment, counseling, rehabilitative services, and prevent further harm and trauma to the family. And we were having success with that, but we've had to scale back. One, because law enforcement's cuts and then our cuts, and so now we're averaging about 4,000 to 5,000 cases. I'd like to have every case that is DV or domestic violence referred come to our office for evaluation, and then have the services that need to be provided. And that includes following up, because if there's a person battering somebody in the home, the children are affected, the victim is affected, the neighborhood is affected. And so we want to be able to provide that kind of guidance and support to rehabilitate that family, get them back up and functioning, and get that neighborhood back up on its feet. And the same goes for gangs, narcotics, domestic violence and child abuse. So I'd like, for us, the number one thing is resources. Of course, I'd like more beds at the jail. We need to have, I've been in the office since 1987, and the court cap came, soon after. And we've been releasing inmates every day since then. And what frustrates you is that if you look at the recidivism rate, we hover between about 60 and 70%, especially in that first year after incarceration. One of the highest recidivism rates, though, is theft-related offenses. And part and parcel, theft no longer goes to jail. They're AB 109 candidates. And it's kind of like when you raise your kids, if you don't draw the line at some point, they'll keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So we have to do more to affect those kinds of crimes, theft-related crimes, quality of life crimes, copper theft, things like of that nature. If we had a little bit more space and we could get AB 109 modified a little bit, which the governor indicated a few weeks back that he was amenable to some modification to it, then I think we could get inmates in there. It's been what we expected. I think, being in the office for so long, you could kind of see where it was going to take us. And we're still early in the results of, the consequences of AB 109. So I think that it was everything we expected it to be. When I decided to run for office, I promised myself that I would not demean my profession or demean my office or do anything that would make a disparaging remark upon what we do in the district attorney's office. I am proud to be a deputy district attorney. Every day I get to make a difference. Every day I get to fight against the most violent offenders, the people who murder other people, and I get to be the voice for those victims who no longer have a voice. I get to be the voice for the mothers and the fathers that go to the gravesite every day and put flowers and balloons. I get to do that. So I think it's a very noble and it's a very honorable profession. And when I started, I told myself I would not run a dirty campaign. I will not demean myself or the office or drop to that level. I think there's enough politicians in this world that do that. People want somebody they can believe in, somebody that will tell them the truth, even when it hurts and even when they don't want to hear it, and somebody that'll hold themselves to a high standard. And that's all I can do.